Hello, and welcome to another episode of Shine with Curiosity and Encouragement podcast. Um, as always, we are sponsored by Soul Sunshine. If you are an aspiring author, I got it right this week. If you are an aspiring author and you want to publish your book or need help with formatting, illustrations, anything like that, be sure to check us out at soulsunshine.com. Um, wow, I can't believe it's Sunday already. It's been a long week. Just to let our viewers know out there that Susan might have to step away a few times during the podcast because she has some things at home going on that she needs to take care of. But I'm looking forward to our guest, our guest for this week. But before I go into that, it's been a week. It's been we are knee deep into fall. The weather's starting to cool down. Things are starting to become more spooky. We've got pumpkin spice everywhere and pumpkin pie and all the good fall colors and treats and everything. We've got the Thanksgiving and Christmas season coming up, so it's gonna be a long, well, not very long. It's gonna be pretty quick coming up here shortly with all the holiday festivities going on. Just a reminder out there, we are having a holiday show this year, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, where we're going to invite back all of our past guests to come on, share where their life is going where their life is at the moment and how things are going, and share a holiday toast with us as we share blessings and goodwill towards everybody in the holiday season. So today we have a special guest. Her name is Phyllis Smith, and she wrote a book. She is the author of Unshakeable Joy, Say Goodbye to Bad Days. I'm looking forward to talking to her on this one. So without further ado, let's bring her up on the stage. Phyllis!
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy Sunday to you. Oh, there we go. Adjust that camera
Okay.
a little bit. We got it. Now you look good.
I
It
think
changed a little bit.
I'm a little unstable here, but I think I'll be okay. I'm good though. I'm having a good Sunday. Hope you're doing the same. The weather's beautiful. It is fall, and it's beautiful here today. I'm in Beaumont, Texas.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry about that.
No worries. No worries. I'm in Jacksonville, so I'm experiencing my first fall in Jacksonville, and it's been high 70s, low 80s, warm. It's fantastic. I'm from Colorado, so talking to my friends back home in Colorado, they're all like, man, it's like 40, 50 degrees. It's cold. And it's
Yeah,
getting ready to
already.
snow. I'm like, I never have to worry about that again.
No. You'll be wishing for some of it though.
No, no. If I never see snow again, I will be happy.
Oh my goodness.
So, let's introduce yourself to our viewers and let us know more about you.
Okay. I am a mother, grandmother, godmother. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, where I spent my first 31 years. And then from there, the next 44 have been spent in Texas. So I'm here in Beaumont, Texas, which is not too much different from weather-wise from New Orleans, and it's only like maybe 4 hours away, so it puts me closer to home. I am considering myself a senior orphan in that my husband passed 2 years ago, and I don't like the word widow, so I'm a little more comfortable as a senior orphan. But I'm doing well. So I appreciate the opportunity to speak with both you and Susan today.
Yeah, it's really, really great. I hadn't had a chance to meet you in person. Well, this is as person as we're going to get.
Probably.
I also live in Texas, but I live quite a ways from Beaumont. But
Okay.
I'm up in north of Fort Worth.
Okay. Well, I was there. We landed in Keene, Texas, which is
Mhm.
near Cleburne,
Yes.
in like maybe the Dallas Fort Worth
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
We were there for
It's
about
neat.
8 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, well.
I visited New Orleans for the first time in February.
Oh,
On our move out here, we stopped off. We had a journey, and I got to meet Susan.
Yes.
We
Yay.
got to meet on the move out here and spend the day with her and have some food and
okay.
some laughs and some hugs, and then
Okay.
on to New Orleans where Mardi Gras was going on. So we
Oh,
got to experience New Orleans during Mardi Gras, and we did the parade and got lots of cool things tossed out to us, and the kids were just excited.
oh, I bet.
I don't think they really appreciated the impact of it, considering I went 47 years without experiencing Mardi Gras, and they went 10, 16
Oh,
years. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, it was a natural occurrence for us as we were born there. Our kids were all born there, and they were 2, 4, and 6 when we moved to Texas. But we tried to get them back home to experience the revelry of New Orleans as often as possible.
Yeah.
2, 4, and 6, so you had Irish triplets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
My brother and I are 18 months apart, so
Oh, well,
we always talk about his Irish twins because
yeah. That's about the size of it. The first two are 17 months apart, and then the next one came 2.5 years later. So
Mhm.
it was still 74, 76, and 78 are their birth years. So it sounds better that
Uh-huh. Yeah.
very nice. I'm a 78, so I'm there with your kid.
way. All right.
So, Unspeakable Joy, say goodbye to bad days. Why did you write this book?
I wrote the book because my husband's mentor, instructor, counselor, friend spent quite a bit of time with he and my husband together is in the ministry, and they were adamant about being joyful and positive in any situation. And as the years went on, which were many years, I would just round it off to maybe 35 years. Uh, they continued to pound that into the rest of us as we slowly caught on. And since they both are deceased, I thought, I just can't let this die with them. So it was an idea to be a legacy keeper for the things that they taught that were quite helpful.
Hmm. And I find it interesting, the concept, and I really appreciated getting to know you during the time that I worked on your book. Um, and I found that an interesting concept about not having any bad days, which I think a lot of people would like to have to experience. And so I think it's something that people really need to consider in their lives because it's easy to get depressed. It's easy to get down on your life if things aren't going right, and it to feel that you have some power or some control over that is a good feeling, knowing that it's not completely out of your control. It's not something that you have to go through. You don't have to go through. You don't have to experience that. And your book talks about that.
It's so true, but I've experienced that I don't always think about that.
Right.
Whereas these two guys they thought about it all the time and taught it all the time. And there have been times when I've had down days and I think, oh, wait a minute. I don't have to have the whole day consumed with a bad thought or a bad feeling.
Right.
So it's something I could speak to from experience, and I wanted to share and
Yeah.
keep it alive for those who knew Jesse and who knew Dr. Wiggins as well.
Hmm.
So is it? Tell us more about the book. Is it their words? Is it sermons? Is it?
It is actually concepts, Mr. Stephen, that they taught more or less that are backed up by scripture, but also by the mind body connection, I'll say. For instance, just like Susan was talking about, you may have a bad day. You may just get up on the wrong side of the bed, or you just be mad about something, or something not going well. And you can use something in this book that was taught by these two guys that says, hey, wait, I can change my whole outlook on today. And I may have had this bad moment, a bad hour, a bad interview, or a bad situation, but it doesn't have to consume my whole day. So
Right.
When
that's more, and concepts like that is what the book is based on.
Hmm. And I imagine that it was pretty interesting to see them not only talk about this, but to walk their talk. Um,
Yeah, it was post them no longer being with us. It was very sad we did that. However, when they walked among us, often my kids and our contemporaries were kind of like giggling, like, oh, there they go again. You know, they were the positive ones. They were
uh,
saying, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. And here we are crying in our
mhm,
soup, you know.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So um, it it's a mixed bag. But finally, the end result is that there's no room in our lives for negativity.
Mhm.
We
mm,
can we can change our outlook, change our situation by some of the things that we think and say and do.
Mhm. Right.
agree. With when it comes to mindset, one of the greatest quotes is whether you think you will or whether you think you won't, you're right.
Exactly.
Um,
Mhm.
and so if you constantly think that you will and you have that optimistic and positive mindset, then you will. It may take a little while to get there, and there may be some frustrations along the way, and there may be even some worries or self doubt, but you keep positive, you keep moving forward, you keep that power of positivity going, and you're going to get through it and then get to that next stage, that next level.
And that's a great part of what's in this small book, because the average person will hear you say that and they'll say, oh yeah, that sounds good, and they'll go on with their pity party or go on with, oh, this is such a terrible, horrible day. um, but until and unless you experience some things that have been changed by what you say or what you
Mhm.
do, you don't really believe it.
Mhm.
And having watched Dr. Wiggins and my husband Jesse teach it and live it, after a while, you start thinking, like me, well, maybe I'll try this one. Maybe I'll try this. And you notice, that changed things.
Mhm.
And so you're more willing to invest a little time, a little thought into something else that they've come up with.
Mhm.
It's like any habit, though. I mean, you've got to continually do it in order for it to become a habit. It's not just something that's going to change overnight. It's going to be changing it initially and then keeping that recognition and keep doing that on a daily basis. And then all of a sudden that daily basis comes to a weekly, and the weekly to a monthly, and the monthly to a yearly. And then next thing you know, it has changed your entire life for it.
Exactly. And also, Stephen, it is that you may practice saying, "Oh, today's going to be a great day," because even now I get up every morning and I say, "This is the day the Lord has made. I'll rejoice and be glad in it." And it may be a morning that I've woken up crying because my husband had recently passed. But if I keep telling myself it's going to be a great day because God has made it and I can rejoice. And I go on to the next thing, or maybe I choose something that they taught, then my day gets better.
Mhm.
So the whole day is not lost in self pity or depression or sadness, but the day has been redeemed, and maybe something good comes out of it, or at least um, a pleasant thought or memory can override the misery that could have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's the way it seems to work. One of those, um, if you can just grab onto something positive and just think about that for a little while, be grateful for
Yeah.
something, thank God for some things. It starts to turn your mindset around. And I think
Exactly.
thinking grateful thoughts is probably the best way to get into that kind of a mindset. Um, it talks about enter the gates with thanksgiving. And what's the rest of that one?
And into
Uh,
his gates
yeah,
with, and pray, having praise. You enter his courts with thanksgiving and into his
yeah,
gates with praise.
that's it.
Uh,
Right.
it,
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah. That means something.
Looks like we got a little bit of technical difficulties
and
going on at
reading
this moment.
something uplifting
Yeah.
will change your entire mindset. So
Mhm.
having a skeptical kind of person, my background is nursing, so everything has to be proven to me. Um, I I found that into a lot of Jesse and Dr. Wiggins in my early years because I was busy trying to prove everything or make sure it fit into a scientific method or something um, because of
Yeah,
my nursing background. But
yeah.
then I found out that if I just try it instead of being skeptical, just try
Mhm.
it, and it was helpful. So
Yeah.
why did I write the book? Because if it could help a skeptic like me, then most likely it can help someone else.
I like that aspect of being skeptical. I think in a lot of ways, we as humans are skeptical with things because we are taught to question motivations, question authorities, question history, question things that we're taught. We are skeptical in that aspect of things, and even when it comes to belief, it's like you want me to just accept it sight unseen, no additional thoughts or anything like that. And it's very hard to actually comprehend that aspect of it. But when you actually do allow it to, like, okay, I know I'm feeling bad, but God's got this. He knows what He's doing. He's got me um, where He needs me and wants me to be. And I'm grateful. As Susan said, we have gratitude for that. And it does start to take away that stress, that scare, that fear factor of
Right.
what's next, because we don't know what's next. And if we just accept it.
That's true. That's true. We have no
Mhm.
crystal ball to tell
No.
us what tomorrow will bring. Um, and having a mindset that says that this may not be a desirable incident, say,
Mhm.
but it can be managed, or I can um, tolerate it, go through it, be upheld in it. If I can bend and not break, um,
Mhm.
makes it easier to deal with. Because
Yeah.
all of us, as we are in this world, are going to have ups and downs and bumps and bruises,
That's
but
right.
uh, sometimes a little pat or a little uplift can make it more tolerable.
Yeah.
Agreed. One of the other things that also, for me personally, that's helped is having people that are for you, with you, people who believe in you, people who want to see you succeed, and they provide that, uplifting, you got this, or I'm proud of you, or just those words of, inspiration that help us out to get past it. And a lot of times we don't see where we are, until we look back and see where we've come from and
Mhm.
go, wow, look how far
Right.
we've made it past
Yeah.
whatever tragedy or trauma or anything that was in our past to get to that point.
Yeah.
It, it's very true. Often we take a step back to look at how did we get here? How did we make it through some of the things that we've been through? And
Mhm.
as I was putting together the little incidents, and they were like, I'm going to say oodles. I'll say oodles. But I had like maybe 30 different little topics that Jesse had in the back of his Bible and in his Bible and scribbles here and there, um, that I had forgotten about, things that I had
Mhm.
forgotten about. And I'm like, wow, how did we get through that? You know, how did that happen?
Mhm.
Um, you don't see it when you're in the moment.
Yeah.
And often you're so focused on how terrible the moment is,
Mhm.
it's not until you've been delivered from or past the moment that you can say, wow, how did, there was
Yeah.
only divine intervention that could have,
Mhm.
made that possible. So,
So, was there anything that you saw after your husband passed, in Jesse's Bible scribbles, or anything that he had written that surprised you, or that you could associate with a specific incident, so that you kind of see it through his eyes?
um, in there's a particular incident that wasn't in that particular Bible, because during the um, opportunity that my son had, my middle son, the one that was born in '76, in 2018, was diagnosed with prostate cancer,
Mm.
and he asked his dad for that Bible. Could he take that Bible because it had so
Mhm.
many scriptures and references? So when he would go to treatment,
Uh-huh.
every that Bible to rely on. But in
Mhm.
one of Jesse's other Bibles, he had a lot of things underlined.
Having a little bit of technical difficulty.
As,
Yeah.
Sorry, Phyllis. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. We're here pause at the moment. We'll wait for a few moments to have your internet catch up here a little bit.
Yeah. We do have an interesting comment from one of our listeners. Can we put that up there?
But Unspeakable Joy was a great read. I enjoyed it. Pastor Jesse often said, never give the enemy your whole day. What did that phrase mean to him? And hi, Dan. How you doing out there, buddy?
Yeah, like she's kind of frozen, I guess.
Yeah.
Perhaps she might try. Phyllis, if you can hear me, can you try leaving and then coming back? That might straighten it up, or we could
Let's try to remove her really quick.
Yeah, and see how that works, and try bringing her back in.
One of those things about doing a live show is that sometimes we'll experience
Yep.
technical difficulties, right?
Yep. At least, yeah. Dan says, I think the enemy is attacking her signal. I think he's right.
Yeah.
Because she was just getting to the good stuff.
Exactly. All right, let's see if she's back on here.
Yeah.
Phyllis, are you there? Phyllis, if you can hear us, go ahead and restart and come back on so we can get back on your internet. We'll wait for her to get back.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how often God will show up in people's lives at the most, I don't want to say inopportune times, but the moment of least expectedness, when you are to the point where you don't want to believe anymore. And that's when he'll show up. And that's when things start to change a little bit.
Yeah.
When it's the hardest, when it's the roughest, when it's there's no other way, and you can take one of two roads. You can go this way or that way, and this way leads to destruction, and this way leads to salvation, and you've got your choice. You're line in the sand, and you can do what you need to do.
Yeah. And sometimes somebody will, come into your life and just make a huge difference that, it could only be something that God had orchestrated. And that can completely change your path.
Absolutely, 100% agree. And not to take the subject off Phyllis, but with you and me, I mean, we passed our roads when it needed to happen. If we would have met any other time before, any other time after, it wouldn't have been what we've developed it into.
No, it wouldn't have. No, the same things wouldn't have happened. So that's quite interesting when you think about that aspect of it, of all of the relationships in our lives. We met people, we became acquainted with people, we had a relationship or just an incident with someone at a particular time, that God is in control of all of those kinds of things. And so it's interesting to see what he does and how those things affect us. So it's interesting, and not just interesting, but when we don't, when we just think our life is terrible and it's not going to change, you're not allowing for anything like that to happen. And those kinds of things happen all the time.
I agree. But one of the things that I've come to appreciate is that when we ask for, say, strength, God doesn't give us strength. He gives us something that we need strength for. So we have that choice to either become strong or fall back into mediocrity. And a lot of times people will not take the opportunity that's presented in front of them. Because I solely believe that, especially with you and I, if I would have chosen at that time to remain depressed and remain I don't want to say victimized, seeing myself as a victim, but just in a place of I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't have been friends. We wouldn't have gone the path we went through. But because you chose to stay with me during that time, and I chose to walk with you during that time, we developed that friendship and that bond. We built so many things along the way. I mean, this
Yeah.
podcast, for instance, is culmination of everything that you and I have been building for the past 2.5 years.
Yeah. When did we meet? How long ago? 2.5 years ago?
Well, it was January of 2024, 23, 23.
23. It had to be
January,
23
January 23 is when
or
we
25.
first started talking.
So not yet 2 years. Wow.
No, it would be 2 years, right? Just this past
Yeah,
January was 2
20,
years.
almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that it changes your whole, not just your day and your outlook, it changes your life. So, being open to things like that. And I have to say though, that if you ask God for strength, yeah, he's going to give you a situation. You already, let's say you ask him for strength because you feel the need of strength. And if you believe that he's going to give that to you, you're going to get it. But that's part of the whole um, um, concept and the whole way it works with God is believing that you're going to have strength. Just gives you the strength that you need. So it's kind of an agreement with God. It's a um, kind of working together, with God, and not just say, I mean, you can take the opposite view and be angry with God, or you can ask God for help and then believe that you're going to get it, and
Agreed.
that will change things.
Agreed. But I think there also comes a time where you have to be angry with God, where you have to question things, where you have to actually get to that point where it's like, why did you make me suffer that much? And it's not until months, days, months, years ahead that you look back and say, I understand. But it's like Phyllis was saying, in that moment, you do not understand why this is happening or how to feel or what's going on or any of that instances. So I think that in order to find God, you have to question where he is. And you have to get to that point where you're just so down and out, ready to give up. That's when he'll show up and say,
Mhm.
here you are, you're ready for comfort, but it's going to take you working on yourself and you doing what you need to do in order for you to come with me.
Mhm.
And then you as a person have to accept that. Did you need to check your messages there?
Check messages.
Yeah, you keep getting notifications. I would know if
Yeah,
Clark
I'll see
was,
if I can get this shut off.
I didn't know if Clark was reaching out to you because he needed you or anything like that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, if we can't get Phyllis back, why don't we just end this and then try another time?
Okay.
Because I would love to continue the conversation with her,
Okay.
and I think we could just have her back for another whole podcast.
Agreed.
Okay,
Agreed.
sounds good.
All
Great.
right. Well, due to technical difficulties out there, we apologize. We'll reach out to our guest and get her on for another episode in the future, and we'll continue our conversation with her. I want to thank everybody for coming out and spending your Sunday evenings with us. Is there anything you want to say before we go, Susan?
Nope, other than don't ever have another bad day. Not a whole day. Don't give up your whole day. Maybe a bad second.
I think that does need to be said, is that the term there is day.
Yeah,
Don't let the negativity define your whole day.
right.
Negative things are going to happen. There's going to be some trauma. There's going to be loss. There's going to be heartbreak. There's going to be hurt. There's going to be pain. But if you allow that pain and you allow that hurt and you allow that trauma to influence your whole day, then that's where it's going to start to be an issue and a problem with things.
Yeah.
So we're not saying to not have negative things. We're saying to not allow those negatives to affect your entire day.
Right. And pretty soon you're not going to affect your entire week.
Exactly.
Keep, practicing the same kind of mindset. Well, I have nothing else to say.
All right. Well, I hope everybody out there has a great week, a great day, have positive days, stay optimistic about things, and we will see you guys next Sunday on another episode with Shine with Curiosity and Encouragement.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Ever dreamed of seeing your name on the cover of a book? As a book publisher, we understand the challenges of self-publishing. If you're lost in the process, wondering about illustrators, book coaches, or formatting issues, worry not. At Soul Sunshine, we're here to guide you. Let's turn your dream into reality. Contact us to get started.